success always feels sweeter when you face adversity, and yes, when you start first and have success, there's a journey to get there, of course, but it's far, far greater. This is one of the most beautiful feelings that I've had in a win, knowing that I've had all those pushbacks, right, setbacks, but we never let it stand in our way.
Top speed wise was really tough to defend. You could clearly see when they take a fresh engine, it gives them a bit more power, so hopefully now in the coming races that will die down slowly, but at least it was fun. Of course I would have liked to win, but realistically I think this was a good result.
I'm just also really happy for Luis. He had, for me, that's like the champion's drive. He had an amazing day today, and I think he was on a different league today to anyone else.
We were extremely unlucky. There was nothing we could have done differently. With the virtual safety car there, we just got very unlucky, and unfortunately that hurt and helped Mercedes to do the undercut with Bottas on us.
I did a great first lap, and after that just managing the tires, drove well, and managed to get it to the end in P5, which was the best result we could do today. So extremely happy, especially with the progression from yesterday to today, and on a track that I normally struggle with.
I was managing my tires well and pushing, and it's been 2 consecutive weekends in a row that I'm very quick, but I have to settle for a P6. So we'll learn from it, and if the start would have been okay, it would have been an easy P5, but we will keep working into it.
I had a lot of nice overtakes on Seb, on Lando, on the 2 Alpine. It's not every race you get to fight with a double world champion, so it was hard, but really happy we came out on top, and we keep the battle in the championship alive.
I think good points for us. We keep the championship alive, but we need to have a bit more speed, obviously, to keep that going.
The virtual safety car again, we lost like 5 seconds with the cars in front, so it was always trying to recover, but the car was very fast, and we did recover. And at the end, we scored with both cars. That was the target, and happy for that. With my start and the pace I think we had in the car today, I think we could have scored much higher and been battling with the Ferrari. So disappointed.
Well, it's a bit disappointing, but the safety car didn't work in our favor. But we tried everything we could.
Yeah, we changed the car a bit and decided to start on a pit lane. I think it was the right decision, but we fell a bit short still in the end. But for sure today, let's say the car was more like it should have been in the first place. But at least we could race and actually follow people today compared to yesterday.
Yeah, started 17th, came home 13th, ahead of an Alfa Romeo. Hopefully faster next week.
The first part of the race was not too bad, but then after the first pit stop, I was in the traffic of Russell and Stroll. Then we pitted again, and when I was again in the traffic of Russell, so it was just difficult to overtake. So the race was compromised.
Yeah, just everything ruins. Collision with Lance Stroll. Just he was not looking at all the back mirror. Definitely, he just drove normal line, and even it was a risky move, but still, I didn't have any rock up in the first bit, and I had a little bit of rock up because I realized that he was not looking at all. So,
but it was just a very lonely race. We were by ourselves running on 90% of the race, so we have to see what went wrong there, because I was sharing the track with all the people that I should have been racing with, and then I'm just by myself.
The first 2 corners were difficult to overtake people, but then I had a good turn 4, and after that I think I looked after the tires nicely.
I think we had the right pace for today, definitely to be in front of the Williams. So unfortunate, but we learn from those things, and again I think the little batting that I get is really useful, and now I knew where the limit is.
We were doing what we could, and we just had a loss of power at the end, so we had to retire the car, but had some battles. I think it was a much more interesting race than yesterday, and we were at least in the mix in the fight, so I think we still lacked maybe a couple tenths, but I think we were there.
Yeah, it was just getting worse. I think it started off with 25 points, and then it was 45 points, so pieces were just falling off the car on the track, and we were just going backwards, so yeah.